them collapsed at exactly the same moment, as if their bodies were connected by invisible strings. The medical bay alarm began ringing loudly. Red emergency lights flashed on the walls. "Medical emergency," the computer announced. "Both subjects have lost consciousness. Vital signs unstable. Unknown biological reaction in progress." In the darkness, Jake dreamed of silver stars and purple skies, and somehow he knew that Zara was dreaming the same dream. Jake opened his eyes slowly. The bright medical bay lights hurt his head. He tried to sit up but felt weak and dizzy. His hand went to his bandaged palm where he had made the cut. "Jake!" Zara's voice came from the bed next to him. "You are awake!" He turned his head and saw her sitting up. Her silver blue skin was back to its normal, beautiful color. No purple veins anywhere. She looked healthy and strong. "How long was I unconscious?" Jake asked weakly. 18 hours, Zara replied. "The doctors were very worried about you." Jake noticed something strange. When Zara spoke, he could feel her emotions inside his mind. Her relief and happiness flowed through him like warm sunlight. "You can feel it too, can't you?" Zara asked softly. "Yes," Jake nodded. "It's like we're connected somehow." "Computer, explain our current condition," Zara requested. The computer's voice was calm. "Both subjects have recovered fully. However, the blood bond has created permanent changes. You now share certain neural pathways. This allows limited telepathic communication and emotional sharing." Jake stared at Zara in amazement. "We can read each other's minds?" "Not exactly," Zara said. "I can feel your emotions, your general thoughts, but not your private memories or deep secrets." Jake tested this by thinking about his favorite food, pizza. Zara suddenly smiled. "I just had a strange craving for something called pizza," she said, laughing. "This is incredible," Jake said. "But what does it mean for us?" Dr. Sarah Chen, the station's chief medical officer, walked into the room. "It means you two have made medical history," she said with a smile. "The first successful cross-species blood transfusion. The first documented telepathic bond between different species. Are we still normal?" Jake asked. "You're both perfectly healthy," Dr. Chen replied. "Actually, you're better than normal. Jake, your blood now contains some of Zara's immune system improvements. And Zara, you now have some of Jake's natural healing abilities." Zara looked at her hands in wonder. "I feel stronger, more energetic than ever before." "The bond made you both better," Dr. Chen explained. "Your species' strengths combined." Over the next few days, Jake and Zara learned to live with their connection. They could sense each other's location anywhere on the station. When one was happy, the other felt joy too. When one was hurt, the other felt pain. But the most amazing thing happened when they worked together. Their different ways of thinking, human creativity and Katorian logic, combined perfectly. They solved problems that had puzzled scientists for years. "Jake," Zara said one evening as they watched the stars from the observation deck, "I need to tell you something important." "What is it?" Jake asked, though he could already feel her nervousness. "I contacted my homeworld. I told them about the poison, about what you did, about our bond." Jake felt surprised. "But I thought that was against your laws." "It was," Zara replied. "But some things are more important than old laws. My people need to know that humans can be trusted, that other species can help us." "What did they say?" Zara smiled. "They want to meet you. The Katorian Council has invited you to our homeworld as the first human ambassador." Jake felt excitement growing in his chest. "Really? And that's not all," Zara continued. "They want to study our bond. If we can teach others how to create safe connections between species, imagine what we could accomplish together." Jake thought about this. Humans and Katorians working together. Maybe other species too. Sharing knowledge, helping each other, exploring the galaxy as friends instead of strangers. "There's something else," Zara said quietly. "The poison that almost killed me. It exists on 12 other worlds. Hundreds of people die from it every year." Jake understood immediately. "And now we know how to cure it." "Yes," Zara nodded. "Your blood, Jake. Human blood might be the key to saving all those lives." Jake felt the weight of responsibility, but also hope. "Then we better get started." "We?" Zara asked with a smile. Jake took her hand. Even through their gloves, he could feel the warmth of their connection. We're bonded now, remember? Where you go, I go. We're a team. Partners, Zara agreed. Family, Jake added. 3 months later, Jake and Zara boarded a ship heading for the Katorian homeworld. In the cargo hold, they carried samples of the cure they had developed together. Behind them, they left a station full of humans and aliens working together better than ever before. As their ship jumped to hyperspace, Jake felt Zara's excitement mixing with his own. They were going to save lives, bridge two civilizations, and explore the galaxy together. Ready for the next adventure? Jake asked. Zara squeezed his hand. With you, Jake, I'm ready for anything. The stars streaked past their window as they flew toward a future where different species could be more than neighbors. They could be family. Jake, Zara whispered, seeing his expression. What are you planning? Jake walked slowly toward the cabinet. His hand reached for a medical blade. Jake, no! Zara tried to sit up but was too weak. You could die! Jake picked up the blade and looked at his own palm. Maybe, he said quietly, but you definitely will die if I do nothing. Jake held the medical blade in his shaking hand. The sharp metal caught the light from the medical bay's ceiling. One small cut and he could save Zara's life, or kill them both. Jake, please think about this, Zara whispered from the bed. Her voice was so weak now that he could barely hear her. You have a family on Earth, people who love you. And I have a friend right here who needs my help, Jake replied, looking at the blade. The computer's voice broke the silence. Dr. Morrison, I must warn you again. Cross-species blood transfusion has never been attempted. The risk of death is 73% for both subjects. Jake looked at Zara. The purple veins now covered her entire face. Her breathing was very shallow. What's the risk if I do nothing? Patient will die in approximately 47 minutes, the computer answered. Then we don't have a choice, Jake said. Zara tried to reach out to stop him, but her arm fell back weakly. Jake, in my culture, we believe that when someone dies, their spirit joins the great cosmic wind. I am not afraid to die. Well, in my culture, we believe in fighting until the very end, Jake replied, and I'm not ready to let you go. Jake pressed the blade against his palm. The metal felt cold against his skin, but before he could make the cut, he stopped. Wait, he said suddenly. Computer, I need more information. Why do human blood enzymes work against this poison? Analyzing, the computer replied. Human evolution occurred on a planet with different environmental pressures than Katorian homeworld. This created unique blood chemistry. But that doesn't explain why it works so well, Jake said, thinking hard. Zara watched him with curious eyes. Even dying, she was still a scientist. What are you thinking, Jake? Jake began pacing again. Computer, show me the complete genetic history of humans and Katorians. 2 holographic displays appeared in the air. One showed human evolution over millions of years. The other showed Katorian development. Jake studied both displays carefully. Something was strange about the patterns he saw. Computer, go back further. Show me the original planets where both species evolved. The displays changed, showing 2 different star systems. Jake's eyes went wide as he saw something impossible. That can't be right, he whispered. What is it? Zara asked weakly. Computer, confirm these coordinates. Are you saying that humans and Katorians evolved in the same star cluster? Confirmed, the computer replied. Both species evolved in neighboring star systems within the Orion Arm, approximately 50 light-years apart. Zara's purple eyes opened wider. That is impossible. Our scientists never told us about nearby species. Jake was getting excited now. Computer, analyze the original environments of both planets. Look for connections. The computer worked for several minutes while Jake and Zara waited. Finally, it spoke again. Analysis complete. Both planets were affected by the same cosmic event 4.7 million years ago. A supernova explosion spread unique radioactive elements throughout both star systems. What does that mean? Zara asked. Jake was reading the data on his screen. His hands were shaking with excitement. It means we're connected, Zara. Our species evolved under the influence of the same cosmic radiation. Computer, could this explain why human blood affects Katorian poison? Affirmative, the computer replied. The shared cosmic radiation created similar biological pathways in both species. However, humans developed different defensive mechanisms due to their planet's hostile environment. Zara stared at Jake in amazement. You mean, we are like distant cousins? More than that, Jake said, his voice full of wonder. Computer, run a complete analysis. Could human and Katorian biology work together safely? The computer hummed for a long time. Jake watched Zara's face, seeing hope for the first time since the poisoning began. Analysis complete, the computer finally announced. Due to shared evolutionary origins, human-Katorian blood compatibility is 94%. Risk of fatal reaction has decreased to 12%. Jake felt his heart jump. 12%? That's much better odds, but still dangerous, Zara said softly. Jake walked back to her bedside and took her cold hand. Zara, my species has been taking dangerous risks for millions of years. That's how we survived. That's how we grew strong. And my species has always been careful, Zara replied. We avoid risks. Maybe that's why you need us, Jake said with a small smile. And maybe we need you to teach us to be more careful. Zara looked into his eyes. Jake, if you do this, if you save me, it will change everything between our species. Good, Jake said firmly. It's time for a change. He picked up the medical blade again. This time his hand was steady. Computer, prepare for emergency blood transfusion procedure. Procedure ready, the computer replied. Jake looked at Zara one more time. Are you ready? Zara nodded weakly. I trust you, Jake. I trust humans. Jake pressed the blade to his palm and took a deep breath. Then let's make history. Jake pressed the blade deep into his palm. The sharp pain shot up his arm, but he didn't make a sound. Dark red blood began flowing from the cut, dripping onto the white medical floor. Zara watched in complete shock. Her purple eyes were wide with disbelief. In all her years of life, no one had ever hurt themselves to save her. This was something that happened only in old stories. Jake, she whispered, what are you doing? What friends do for each other, Jake replied simply. He held his bleeding palm over a medical collection cup. The red blood looked so different from Zara's silver-blue blood. Computer, begin transfusion procedure, Jake ordered. Warning, the computer said. Patient's vital signs are critical. Time remaining, 23 minutes. Jake's hands moved quickly as he prepared the transfusion equipment. He had practiced this procedure many times in medical school, but never between two different species. Jake, stop, Zara said weakly. In my culture, when someone spills their blood for another, it creates a sacred bond. Are you sure you want this? Jake looked at her seriously. Zara, you're my friend, my partner, my family. If creating a bond with you means saving your life, then yes, I want it. Tears rolled down Zara's cheeks. No one from my planet would do this. We are taught to save ourselves first. Well, humans are a little crazy, Jake said with a small smile. That's probably why we survived so long. Jake connected the transfusion line to his arm. The needle stung, but it was nothing compared to watching Zara die slowly. Ready? He asked. Zara nodded weakly. If I die, tell my family that I was happy in my last moments. You're not going to die, Jake said firmly. He started the transfusion. His bright red blood began flowing through the clear tube toward Zara's arm. Jake watched as his blood entered her body through the IV line. For the first few minutes, nothing happened. Zara's breathing remained shallow. The purple veins still covered her skin like a dark web. Computer, monitor both patients, Jake ordered. Human vital signs, stable but weakening. Katorian vital signs, critical but stable. Jake was starting to feel dizzy from blood loss, but he kept watching Zara's face for any signs of improvement. Suddenly Zara gasped. Her purple eyes flew open wide. Jake, she said, her voice stronger than before. I can feel your thoughts. What? Jake asked, confused. Your emotions, your feelings. They're in my mind, Zara said with wonder. Jake felt something strange too. He could sense Zara's fear, but also her gratitude and something else, a warm feeling he had never experienced before. Computer, what's happening to us? Unknown phenomenon detected, the computer replied. Both subjects are experiencing unusual brain activity. Neural patterns are beginning to synchronize. Jake looked at Zara's skin. The purple veins were slowly fading. Where his blood had mixed with hers, her natural silver-blue color was returning. "It's working," Jake said excitedly. But as more of his blood entered Zara's system, Jake began feeling weaker. His vision became blurry. The room started spinning around him. "Jake, you're giving too much," Zara said, trying to sit up. She was getting stronger, but he was getting weaker. "Computer, how much blood has been transferred?" 1-2 liters transferred. Warning. Human subject is approaching dangerous blood loss levels. Zara reached over with surprising strength and stopped the transfusion. "Enough, Jake. You've given enough." Jake collapsed into the chair beside her bed. He felt terrible, but seeing Zara's color return made it worth it. "How do you feel?" he asked weakly. "Different," Zara replied. "The poison is gone, but something else has happened." "Jake, I can feel your heartbeat in my chest." Jake felt it too. Even though they were separate people, there was a connection between them now that hadn't existed before. "Computer, analyze our current condition." Analysis shows complete toxin neutralization in Katorian subject. However, both subjects now show identical brainwave patterns in several areas. This suggests a permanent neurological connection. "Permanent?" Jake asked. "The shared blood has created lasting changes in both subjects' neural chemistry. You're now bonded." Zara looked at Jake with her bright purple eyes. "Jake, what have we done?" Before Jake could answer, he felt a wave of dizziness. His vision went black, and he heard Zara calling his name as if from very far away. Then both of... The alarm clock buzzed at 600 hours on Research Station Alpha 7. Dr. Jake Morrison stretched his arms and looked out at the endless stars through his small window. Today was going to be different. Today, he was finally going to work with Zara, the Katorian scientist who had joined their team just 3 weeks ago. Jake had never worked with an alien before. Zara was tall, with silver-blue skin that seemed to shine under the station lights. Her large purple eyes held intelligence that impressed even the senior scientists. She spoke perfect English, though her voice had a musical quality that humans found fascinating. "Ready for sample collection?" Jake asked as he entered the lab. Zara was already there, checking equipment with her long, graceful fingers. "Yes, Jake. I am excited to study the new plant specimens from Sector 12, she replied, her purple eyes brightening. "These plants might hold secrets to better medicine." The space elevator took them down to the planet's surface below. It was a green world, full of strange plants and colorful flowers. Jake carried the collection tools while Zara held the scanner. They worked well together, even though they came from different worlds. "Look at this one," Zara said, pointing to a beautiful flower. It was deep purple with silver edges, almost the same colors as her skin. "I have never seen anything like it." Jake watched as Zara knelt down beside the flower. Her scanner beeped softly as it analyzed the plant. "The readings are interesting," she said. "This plant has very complex chemistry." "Be careful," Jake warned. "Unknown plants can be dangerous." Zara nodded and reached for her collection gloves. But as she moved closer, a thorn from the flower's stem suddenly shot out like a tiny arrow. It was so fast that neither of them saw it coming. The thorn pierced right through her glove and into her hand. "Ow!" Zara cried out, pulling her hand back quickly. A small drop of green liquid was on the thorn. "It stung me." Jake immediately opened the medical kit. "Let me see your hand." But as Zara showed him the small wound, her face suddenly changed. Her purple eyes went wide with terror. She stared at the flower, then at her hand, then back at the flower. "No," she whispered. No. This cannot be happening." "What's wrong?" Jake asked. "It's just a small cut." Zara's breathing became fast and shallow. She started to shake. "Jake, we must leave now, right now." Before Jake could ask why, Zara collapsed to her knees. Purple veins began to appear under her silver-blue skin, spreading up her arm like dark lightning. "Zara, what's happening?" Jake dropped to the ground beside her. "The flower," she gasped, her voice weak. It is Morthak Blossom." Jake had never heard that name before. "What does that mean?" Zara's whole body was shaking now. The purple veins had reached her shoulder and were moving toward her chest. Her breathing became more difficult with each second. "Only my people know this plant," she whispered. "It grows on our homeworld. The poison. There is no cure." Jake felt his heart race. There has to be something we can do. No, Zara said, tears forming in her purple eyes. For 1,000 years, my people have died from this poison. No one has ever survived. No medicine works. Jake quickly activated his communicator. Medical emergency! We need immediate transport back to the station. As they waited for the transport, Jake watched helplessly as the purple vein spread across Zara's neck and face. Her beautiful silver-blue skin was turning darker. She was having trouble breathing. Why didn't you tell us about this plant? Jake asked desperately. Katorian law, Zara gasped. We do not share our deadly secrets with other species. Too dangerous. The transport finally arrived. Jake carried Zara inside, her body feeling cold in his arms. During the flight back to the station, she kept getting weaker. How long do I have? She asked quietly. Jake checked his medical scanner, but it couldn't identify the poison. I don't know, but we'll find a way to help you. Zara looked at him with sad eyes. Jake, you are a good friend, but some things cannot be changed. This poison has killed the strongest of my people. It will kill me too. As the transport docked at the station, Zara's voice became very weak. Promise me something, she whispered. Anything, Jake said. Do not blame yourself, and do not tell my people how I died. Let them think I died in an accident. Jake felt tears in his eyes as he carried her to the medical bay. The purple veins now covered most of her body. Her breathing was shallow and painful. I'm not giving up on you, Jake said firmly. There has to be something. Zara managed a small smile. You humans never give up, do you? Never, Jake replied. But deep inside, he wondered if this time, being human wouldn't be enough. The medical bay doors closed behind Jake as he gently placed Zara on the hospital bed. Her silver-blue skin was now covered with dark purple lines that looked like a spider web. The poison was moving faster than he had expected. Computer, run full medical scan on patient, Jake ordered. The medical computer beeped and began scanning Zara's body. Red lights moved up and down over her, collecting data. After 2 minutes, the results appeared on the screen. Unknown toxin detected. The computer announced in its cold voice. No match found in medical database. No treatment available. Jake stared at the screen in disbelief. Computer, expand search to include all alien species medical records. Searching, the computer replied. Minutes passed. Search complete. No matching toxin found. No treatment protocols available. Zara opened her eyes weakly. Jake, she whispered, please do not waste your time. I'm not wasting time, Jake said firmly. He pulled up a chair beside her bed. Tell me everything you know about this poison. Zara shook her head slowly. I cannot. Katorian law forbids sharing our deadly secrets. Your laws are going to kill you, Jake said, his voice rising with frustration. Better to die with honor than live with shame, Zara replied. But Jake could see fear in her purple eyes. Jake stood up and began pacing around the room. There has to be something. Every poison has an antidote. Not this one, Zara said sadly. For 1,000 years, our best scientists have tried. Nothing works. Jake suddenly had an idea. What if we approach this differently? Computer, analyze the poison's chemical structure. The computer hummed as it worked. Analysis complete. Toxin contains unknown organic compounds. Structure suggests it attacks the nervous system and blood cells simultaneously. Blood cells, Jake repeated thoughtfully. Computer, compare the poison's effects to known Earth toxins. While the computer searched, Jake sat down and took Zara's cold hand in his. Her pulse was getting weaker. Jake, Zara said quietly, I want to tell you something. What is it? When I first came to this station, I was afraid. I thought humans would not accept me. But you treated me like family from the first day. Jake squeezed her hand gently. That's because you are family. We're a team. Tears rolled down Zara's cheeks. I've never had a friend from another species before. In my culture, we stay with our own kind. That's a stupid rule, Jake said. The best things happen when different people work together. The computer beeped again. Partial match found. Earth snake venoms show similar attack patterns but different chemical structure. Jake jumped up. Computer, how do Earth creatures fight snake venom? Various methods exist. Some species have natural immunity. Others produce antibodies. Some have blood chemistry that neutralizes toxins. Blood chemistry, Jake whispered. An idea was forming in his mind. He quickly moved to the medical scanner and placed his own hand under it. Computer, Analyze my blood sample. Human blood sample analyzed, the computer announced. Now compare my blood chemistry to Zara's. The computer worked for several minutes. Jake watched Zara's breathing become more shallow. The purple veins had now reached her face. Analysis complete, the computer finally said. Significant differences detected. Human blood contains several enzymes not found in Ketorian biology. Jake's heart began racing. Computer theoretical question. Could human blood enzymes neutralize the Morthak poison? Insufficient data for accurate prediction, the computer replied. However, enzyme group Delta 7 in human blood shows potential neutralizing properties for similar toxin structures. Zara had been listening weakly. Jake, what are you thinking? I'm thinking that maybe humans are different enough to help you. That is impossible, Zara said. No species has ever survived Morthak poison. But no other species has human blood, Jake replied excitedly. He ran to the medical cabinet and pulled out blood analysis equipment. His hands shook as he prepared samples of both his blood and Zara's. Jake, please, Zara said weakly. Do not give yourself false hope. But Jake wasn't listening. He was completely focused on his work. He mixed small amounts of his blood with samples of Zara's poisoned blood under the microscope. What he saw made him gasp. The purple poison in Zara's blood began to change color. Slowly, very slowly, it started turning clear. Computer, confirm what I'm seeing. Confirmed. Human blood enzymes are neutralizing the toxin at a rate of 12% per minute. Jake looked at Zara, his eyes wide with excitement. It works. My blood can cure the poison. Zara stared at him in shock. That cannot be true. Computer, what would happen if I gave Zara a direct blood transfusion? Warning, the computer replied. Direct blood transfusion between different species carries extreme risk. Possible outcomes include death for both subjects. Jake looked at Zara, then at the medical cabinet where sharp instruments were stored.